All right, Lalandrin, do I have your permission to interview you and use it on any media?
Yes, but I prefer if you don't cut it.
So put up an unedited version online.
Yes.
Okay, I have no problem with that. All right, let me get it here. Lalandrin, what made you make the video that you made and put up on YouTube?
I read on the Texas Freedom Network that Ken Ham was the keynote speaker at the Texas Homeschool Coalition. And as a science teacher, it was disturbing to me that he was encouraging people to teach their children that the Earth is less than 10,000 years old. And I had a brainstorming session with some of my friends, and I happened to know Vic Wang of Houston Atheists, and he organized this Answers in Science and also this demonstration. And Ken Ham, when he saw it, he didn't really take me seriously. He thought that other atheists thought that I was ridiculous, and he was posting on his Facebook that nobody took me seriously. And he also thought that it was funny that I said that he's an ape, scientifically speaking. And he said no, he was made in the image of God. He's not made in the image of an ape. And so I've gotten lots of mocking comments from him and another Christian radio podcaster. And
who was that? If you don't remember, that's fine.
He has a podcast called Wretched.
Todd Friel?
Yeah, Todd Friel. Yeah, and it was really insulting. He made, before he talked, while he was talking about me, he talked about a Chinese paleontologist. And he said that the person's name, he couldn't pronounce it. It was like playing Wheel of Fortune and buying all the vowels. So it was kind of racist also. And I'm half Asian. I'm biracial. And so he was really, really like rude, and he was rude about Arn too. He said he was the kind of biker that when you're driving on the freeway that you don't look at him. You keep your eyes forward, kids. That's what he said.
Does Aaron ride a bike?
Yes, he does. He has a Victory Vegas.
All right, and so what's the purpose of the demonstration? What do you guys hope to accomplish?
We hope to show. It's strange to me that we have to demonstrate that evolution is demonstrably what should be taught to students as biology and not creationism. But that's what we're here to do. We're here to demonstrate that evolution has applications. You can make predictions from it, and it has like jobs created because of it. And that's what should be taught to students, rather than the Earth is less than 10,000 years old. Because what can you apply from that? It's like I'm a science teacher. That would be like a storytelling hour. I wouldn't be able to conduct any kind of experiments. I wouldn't be able to show any evidence of that. So that's what the purpose today is.
Okay. And let's see here. If Ken were standing right here in front of you and came out and said hi to you, what would you want to say to him?
I don't understand Ken Ham, so it's hard to say what I would say to him. He doesn't appear, whenever I've listened to what he has to say, he doesn't appear to respond to any evidence that contradicts Genesis, the literal Genesis account, according to him, that the Earth is less than 10,000 years old, made in 7 days. And I've heard him say things before that to me show that he's been shown evidence that that's not the case. Like, he was talking to Hugh Ross, an old Earth creationist, on a show, and he said, well, if this evidence of the old Earth, you take that as true, there's like cancer before the fall in the fossil record. So he's seen it. So what can you say to someone like that? If no amount of evidence is going to convince them that they're wrong. And I don't understand him profiting from it. and selling science curriculum to children, that to me is unconscionable. I can't pronounce it. Okay. Unscrupulous. It just amazes me that if you're going to take the responsibility to make a curriculum and tell people to use it in their classrooms and use it at home to teach their children science, don't you have some kind of responsibility to verify whether it's accurate or not? Yeah.
Okay.
And I would tell him he's an ape too.
Now, are you speaking specifically of his appearance, or are you speaking of the scientific, what you believe about science?
Well, physically, he looks the way he does because he's an ape. We all do. We all look the way we do because we're apes. We have hands, binocular vision. We have larger than most mammals' brains, and we have more efficient brains than most mammals do. A lot of our characteristics, ears, are the same. Our skeletons, all the same bones. So we're put together like we're apes.
No, not at all.
On more of a first of all, can you define science for me? What is science?
Science is the study of the natural world.
So, by very definition, science could never examine or talk about or yeah, there's another word I'm thinking of.
Aaron, by chance?
How you do?
I'm Matt.
How you do, Matt?
You guys gonna be out here all day, or
What's
just
the
for
word?
this?
Basically, science could never examine the supernatural by very definition.
Okay, if there was any evidence of the supernatural, like let's just go ahead and say God, or a special creation, there would be evidence of it. And if you found this evidence, you could discuss it, and it most likely will turn out to be something not supernatural at all. It'll turn out to be something natural. So if there was special creation of species, you would find evidence of it, and there would be some natural explanation for it.
Right, so by very definition, science could never examine anything that really was supernatural, right?
I'm not sure supernatural. Supernatural is such a squirrely word. A lot of things we thought were supernatural were natural. So if theoretically, if there was a God, this God may be able to be explained with natural laws if he really exists, he or she, it really exists, and it's probably natural. Supernatural is just this weird word, like paranormal.
Hang on just a second.
All right, there we go. Got it.
Awesome. Thank you.
So science by very nature is trying to discover truth.
Well, yeah, a specific type of truth.
What type?
Observable, testable explanations for what we see in nature. It's there are other types of truth, like my favorite color is blue. That's the truth. But if you're talking about science, you're talking about a very specific type of truth.
When a Christian says, "How can you have truth without God?" What do you say?
How can you have truth without God? Truth is independent. Truth is works independently. Nature works independently, whether you believe in God or not. If I step off a cliff, gravity, the truth of gravity, is going to prove itself to me. So you can't exist. The truth does. Everything is still happening naturally, and a lot of cases, a kind of a self-running process. So it isn't necessary to know a lot of truth No, the truth. Sorry. A lot of. It isn't necessary to know whether God exists or not to know a lot of what is true.
How would we define truth then? What's a good definition, a working definition of truth we could have?
A working definition of truth. Is something. Truth is verifiable with evidence, a point of data that's not in dispute.
Could we call it kind of like that which conforms to reality, that which is real?
That's in some ways you can, but I don't know if truth equals real, because there are some truths. Well, even a lot of philosophical truths are real, because humans are emotional and social. So a lot of the things like that are true, like you really like this movie or you love this person, are true. So true is kind of a very umbrella term.